watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Ghostfire Media broadcast of the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are here for 140 laps here tonight. You get to hear my voice for every single one of them. I am Nick Adams here on behalf of Ghostfire Media tonight. I will be here throughout the evening. Going to try to hear a couple of other voices throughout the evening as well as we pull up drivers throughout the race that may get involved in incidences. But for most of the night, you're going to hear me. And, folks, I'm excited. 140 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And the sun is already beginning to set here in turns 3 and 4. And we're going to go on board here of Pedro Mojica. And you're going to get to see what he sees through 3 and 4. Let me find the right camera. Here it is. We'll go on board with him for a lap around the racetrack so you can see what it's beginning to look like out there. We're on board the number 58, Pedro Mojica, currently sitting 5th in practice. Being how long this race is, where you qualify, where you start, is not going to mean a dang thing tonight, folks. It's going to matter about who can win the battle of the transition as well as you want. And as we go through this evening, as the race gets earlier and earlier into its stages here, you're going to see the track begin to change. You're going to see the sun begin to set. You're going to see that blindness you're going to get in turns 3 and 4 is going to be larger and larger throughout the evening here. Wow. Oh. I hope we don't see that during the race. That one looked like it hurt. That's a big one. He's going to get locked up into the wall. Take a look. There's E.J. O'Rourke right there in the number 41. We'll zoom in on his machine here tonight, that personal comfort Chevy. Glenn Campbell in the number 44 Transervice Chevy. Jeff Ryan back there. And the VA811 Chevy. Joey Cattina just went to the pits. John Fowler in the number 48 Race City Sports Memorabilia Chevy Silverado. Daniel Foggenham right there in the January 31st Chevy Silverado. Keep an eye on him. Right now, throughout this practice session, he's been middle of the pack, if not further back. Really nothing to worry about, though. Like I said, where you start, where you qualify, isn't going to mean a dang thing, really. It's just going to be more so about how you are out there on these longer runs and how you are as the evening progresses, whilst you slowly make your way around the racetrack for 140 laps. It's going to be very important here tonight to be able to get a decent start, not get involved in any of the drama that might occur early on, and kind of ride around. It's the longest race of the season here. It's actually longer than the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway this year. They did 140 laps. Here you see Justin Fuller again, last week's winner, having more issues out of turn 2. And that was in front of a few trucks. The number 10 truck behind him also got into it. There's Trey Eidson. He looks like he might have got some damage from that. Adam Gilliland making his return to the series tonight. Adam ran really well earlier this year when he was racing here, so we'll keep an eye on Adam throughout the evening, see what he can get done. That number 56 Toyota Tundra. Beautiful paint scheme. There we go. So yeah, we're excited to see what can happen tonight with Justin Fuller winning last week. We talked about some of the changes, though, to the points last week with some of the major players having issues early on in the season so far. One of the most consistent drivers we've had throughout the year. In Mike Kelly, when he had his rough race last week, I know it's early. We're going to continue to talk about it, though. He went from 2nd to 5th in points, lost over, I think it was 40 points. Yeah, he lost 40 points to Trey Eidson in 2nd. And Trey Eidson lost 30 points to Daniel Falkingham. So, again, it's just one of those things that as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, Justin Fuller is on the bubble right now after winning last week. He's 171 points behind the leader. That put him in 16th, though. He went from 24th to 16th with his win. Very important win for him last week. So we'll keep an eye on the points as we get closer and closer here to the chase beginning, the chase for the Transervice Truck Series Championship. And that starts in just under... Sorry, folks. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 races to go. I know it's a little crazy. A little crazy to say that we only have 12 races to the championship beginning, but it's true. And the top 18 drivers will get in. But that bubble is getting tighter and tighter as we go each week, and we'll keep an eye on that. Justin Fuller just about 9 points ahead of the bubble. Ron Holyfield sitting currently on the bubble, 22 points ahead of Stoney Benfield. It's going to be a tight battle there between Ron and Stoney. Joey Gattina sitting on the bubble, really only about 30 points ahead of the bubble, so we'll keep an eye on that, though. But here as qualifying begins, we see Charles Woods jumps to the pole provisionally. The 30.53, Bentley Glazier in second. Trey Eidson now takes that second spot with a 35.1, but Bentley Glazier on his second lap with a 30.37. We are watching Scott Simley in the number 12 here down the backstretch into turn 3, that snap-on Verizon machine through 3 and 4 for his second and final qualifying lap. And across the start-finish line, as he's going to sit fourth, Justin Fuller finishes his second lap. He will sit second provisionally. Keep an eye here on Chad Coleman on his second lap, the number 38 A-Shock Energy Machine. 2, 3, and 4 for the second time. As you see, it's getting darker and darker. Those lights are going to start to turn on here very soon. Across the start-finish line, Chad Coleman jumps to P2 provisionally with a 30.44. And as I say that, he goes third because Adam Gilliland lays it down with a 30.28. Heck of a lap by Adam Gilliland. We'll keep an eye here on Brian Macklin on his second lap. Currently sitting in 11th. That Navy machine here on, what's going to be Memorial Day weekend for these drivers. Out of turn 4. Across the start-finish line, Pedro Majica jumps to second. Brian Macklin's going to jump to second now, 30.34. That Navy Toyota Tundra currently sitting provisionally P2 now. Tommy Ryan, the defending series champion, the number 99, down the backstretch, currently sitting 19th out of 19 drivers here in qualifying. Through turns 3 and 4 for his final time in qualifying. Will he be able to jump inside the top 20, maybe the top 10? Across the start-finish line, the defending champion, Tommy Ryan's going to jump to P21 provisionally with a 30.78. Mike Montesi back in 24th here, the number 6 truck. His second lap of qualifying. He ran a 31.83 his first lap. What can he do on his second lap here down the backstretch into 3 and 4? He's now sitting 25th as Derek Myers finishes his first lap. 26th, 27th. Across the start-finish line, Mike Montesi. He jumps to 25th. Disappointment for Mike Montesi there. Jose Gonzalez had a very strong season so far. Currently sitting 23rd. Provisionally, we'll keep an eye on Daniel Falkenham as he rounds turn 4 for his final time across the start-finish line. Daniel Falkenham, P2. Jose Gonzalez now out of turn 4 across the start-finish line. Ryan Howard is spun on his second lap. Jose Gonzalez, a 30.73, going to stay 24th. And that is going to be the end of qualifying there, folks. Adam Gilliland going to take his second pole of the season. He's ran 2 races so far. He's finished in the top 5, both of those races. Adam needs to be very consistent if he wants to get into the top 18 with how many races he's missed so far early on. We'll keep an eye on that as we go along. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here with you.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere. And knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811.
And back we are here in the Ghost Fire Media Network. Like I said, quick commercial break. Nothing really to talk about. What I will say, though, what I just saw during the warm-up is that everybody's focusing on pit lane entry. And I saw 7 drivers spin out trying to come into pit lane. Folks, that's going to be a very, very important thing tonight to watch. These drivers get on and off of pit lane without any mistakes. But without further ado, your starting grid for the evening here, the longest race of the year in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series here on Ghost Fire Media, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 140 laps here around this beautiful Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to go from day to night. And starting on the pole for the second time this year, going to be Adam Gilliland in the number 56. Daniel Falkingham is going to roll off second. Coming off third is going to be Brian Macklin. In fourth, going to be Tyler Dalton. Fifth, E.J. O'Rourke. Sixth, Pedro Mojica. Seventh, John Ellenberg. Eighth, Bentley Glazier. Ninth is going to be starting Hamish Gallagher, a winner this season, got his first career win. Glenn Campbell starting in 10th. Chad Coleman in 11th. Derek Myers in 12th. Back in 13th is going to be Justin Fuller. 14th, Richard Swaverly. 15th, Scott Simley. 16th, Joey Gattina. 17th, Charles Wood. 18th, Richard Beasley. 19th, Trey Eidson. 20th, John Fowler. 21st going to be Kevin DeBrown. 22nd, Stoney Benfield. 23rd, Jeff Ryan. 24th, Jose Gonzalez. 25th, Tommy Ryan. 26th, Mike Montesi. 27th, Ron Holyfield. 28th, Josh Parker. 29th, Ryan Howard. 30th, and rounding out the field, Doug Sigmund. Folks, we're going to have to pay attention to a lot of things tonight. Looks like Josh Parker keep an eye on that there. See, all 30 drivers have started the evening. Let's fix the camera angles here for you. And down the backstretch, these guys get lined up here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're excited. 30 trucks going to go racing here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for 140 laps. You get to hear myself, Nick Adams, if you're just joining us here in the Ghost Fire Media Network. Randy Pepper's currently in Charlotte Motor Sec, in Charlotte. I think he's playing a gig right now. So if you want to go hear fantastic music, go find Randy Pepper in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have no idea where the hell he is playing, but if you want fantastic music, go find Randy. Well, folks, the pace car jumps off. The field is getting ready to go green. Adam Gilliland leads them down to the start-finish line. Randy Pepper gets ready to wave the green flag, and away we go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Adam Gilliland with a great start there. The outside lane didn't really go. Daniel Falkenham's going to lose the spot to Brian Macklin. Brian Macklin now is going to sit in second. E.J. O'Rourke trying to take third spot away from Daniel Falkenham here on the start. Again, long race tonight. If you want to just settle in, that's probably what Daniel's thinking here. He's sitting on the outside right now. He's trying to use that momentum to get past E.J. O'Rourke, trying to sit at least in third, trying not to lose too many spots here at the start of the race. E.J.'s going to continue to battle on the inside, though, down into 1 and 2 for the second time. Adam Gilliland slides up the track a little bit, trying to hold off that Brian Macklin run that's going to back Brian Macklin up a little bit to Daniel Falkenham on the outside lane. And Daniel Falkenham in the number 39 is going to try to take back that second spot this time down the backstretch into 3 and 4. He's going to be tight to the quarter panel of Brian Macklin. And he's going to make that move, stick on the exit of 4, but Brian Macklin fires back. He's going to side draft a little bit down the front stretch. Daniel Falkenham into second. No, he's not clear yet. And Falkenham's going to clear Brian Macklin there, and now Adam Gilliland is going to start to sail away a little bit, he hopes. But Daniel Falkenham into second, Brian Macklin into third, E.J. O'Rourke fourth, Pedro Mojica in fifth. We'll keep an eye on this battle here. But the top 7, 8, 9, 10 trucks, single file. The battle begins here for the top 10. Bentley Glazier on the outside of Glenn Campbell off in a 1 and 2. It looks like Derek Myers in that new look number 23 really wants a battle here. Looks like he really wants to take it to Bentley Glazier in the 18. Bentley's going to lose that spot. Now Justin Fuller, last week's winner, going to put his nose in there. He's going to try to put that 51 on the inside of the 18. He's going to get to the side. He's going to side draft him a little bit. They're going to be lug nut to lug nut off in a 1 and 2. Bentley Glazier's falling like a rock here. Bentley Glazier started in 8th. He's back to 13th in the first 5 laps. He's lost 1 spot per lap so far. He finally settles in now. And now we start to see the field single file out, but in front of them, Derek Myers trying to make the move on Glenn Campbell. He's going to be on the outside of him. They're going to be even off into turns 1 and 2, and that Bang energy machine of Derek Myers going to try to make the move here through 1 and 2 up against that wall. Down the backstretch, here comes Derek Myers. They are going to be even side by side. Bang versus A-Shock off into 1 and 2, up into 3 and 4. That's Derek Myers and Chad Coleman. Chad Coleman's going to let him go on the outside. Derek Myers up to P9. He's strong. Started 12th up to 9th. Down the backstretch, you see these drivers all starting to single file out. The lights have come on. The racetrack's going to change. And the caution is out on the racetrack. And it's not giving me a signal for why the caution is out. I had a feeling it was back here. It's Mike Montesi and Stoney Benfield get into it. Mike Montesi and Stoney Benfield got into it down the backstretch. It looks like it was just a 2-car incident. Just a couple of cars fighting for space in the track. And there wasn't enough there. I don't think anybody's going to come down and get tires here. It's too early for that. 8 laps in of 140. None of the drivers are going to choose to pit inside the top 10. With that being said, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break here in the Ghost Fire Media Network. We'll be right back with you.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere. And knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Back here at the Ghost Fire Media Network, the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 10 laps in. The first caution is in and done. Everybody from 23rd on back did come in and get some tires, fuel. Thinking maybe this is going to become a strategy race for them. So it's a decision they made here 8 laps in while we were gone under commercial break. The top 5 has really not changed. Adam Gilliland, Daniel Falkenham, Brian Macklin, all where they started. First, second, and third. Back and forth, E.J. O'Rourke, Pedro Mejica in 5th, John Ellenberg in 6th, and Tyler Dalton in 7th. Tyler Dalton was the one who started in 4th. He's back to 7th. He's moving everybody up 1 spot. Hamish Gallagher to 8th. Derek Myers in 9th, and Chad Coleman in 10th. Glenn Campbell has fallen outside the top 10, and so has Bentley Glazier. 2 drivers who started inside the top 10, both outside. Most of the top 10 has stayed the same, though, here. Adam Gilliland has led all 10 laps. Maybe Daniel Falkenham can get a better restart this time. And if that's the case, maybe he can battle for the lead here. But here we go. The field is under Adam Gilliland's control, coming to the start-finish line. The green flag is out, and we are back racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The field scatters like a bunch of ants, but Adam Gilliland back to the lead. Brian Macklin now. He's going to take second once again. Daniel Falkenham didn't get a good start. E.J. O'Rourke trying to clear Daniel Falkenham this time. He is going to. He's going to move to third. Falkenham from second to fourth on this restart. Pedro Mojica is going to put his pressure now on Daniel Falkenham. He sees the 2-time winner this season struggling here early on in the runs. Pedro Mojica doesn't look like he's going to have anything for Daniel Falkenham, unfortunately. Down the backstretch, though, you see the top 15 pretty much single file, except for Bentley Glazier sticking his nose out in 12th, trying to make a move, and now he's back in single file. Again, folks, it's a really, really long race tonight, 140 laps. But one second, folks. It's 210 miles around this racetrack. It's going to be absolutely insane. This is an endurance race if I've seen one here so far in the Transervice Truck Series. And it's going to pay dividends to be patient. Joey Gattina looking maybe to the inside of Richard Swaverly. Thought better of it. This time down the backstretch, continuing to be single file through now the entirety of the field. Not a single move happening anywhere. Trey Eidson sitting back in 20th. He's not making many moves either. The beautiful red, white, and blue paint scheme, though, on the number 7. He's at the 48 of John Fowler right in front of him. He's up the back bumper of John Fowler this time down the front stretch. He might think to make a move this time in a 1. He's not going to right now, though, using the draft to save as much fuel as he possibly can. Down the backstretch, will he decide to pull out, or will he stay single file here? We've lost 2 trucks, 2 early incidents to Stoney Benfield and Doug Sigmund. 28 trucks still racing the racetrack, all 28 on the lead lap. We look at Trey Eidson as he begins to fall back into the clutches of Kevin DeBrown. There's Tommy Ryan right there looking to the inside of Kevin DeBrown down the backstretch. This time, will Tommy Ryan make a move? He's the only driver in the field not single file at the moment. He's to the inside of Kevin DeBrown in the 3 and 4. But Kevin DeBrown's going to use that momentum he had now being stuck on the outside to go to the outside of Trey Eidson and put that truck on the quarter panel. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch. Trey Eidson might fall outside the top 20 here. Now Kevin DeBrown this time off into 1 and 2. Really couldn't hold that outside lane. And Trey Eidson moves down. He's looking to the inside of the 48. He's going to think about it, but he's not going to get there. Going to put the quarter panel on him. This time he might really move the 48 at the track, though. I think the 48 is holding up Trey Eidson. He's looking left, right, really trying to make a move. But now Kevin DeBrown's going to lose a spot to Tommy Ryan. And he's going to lose one to Ryan Howard, it looks like, this time. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to fall behind Ryan Howard. Man, oh man. Oh, we got a big wreck there. The 48's around. The 33's involved. The caution will be coming out here. Or maybe we'll stay green. It looks like we're going to stay green. Big damage on the 33, though. Ryan Howard took a big shot there from the 48 of John Fowler. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, what in the world happened there? We'll see if we can get a little bit of a... Why are we not getting these? 1 second, folks. We're not getting these... Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we don't have a replay of that incident. But the 33 has some serious damage on that right front. We're going to keep an eye on what happens to Ryan Howard now. Throughout the evening, the 48 of John Fowler has parked it in the pits. Keep an eye on him. That might be the end of his evening. See the 48 there. Lots of damage on the 48. Unfortunate for him. Back up near the front, though. Single file around the racetrack continues here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway after 22 laps. I was looking back there to get you guys a little bit of some facts so we can talk about facts here and how these drivers have fared at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So this is the longest race in the history of this series at Charlotte. 120 laps. It's 20 laps longer than last year's race. Last year they went caution-free. Trey Eidson ended up winning that race after leading 44 laps. He started last year in 6th, finished in 1st. Daniel Fockenham ended up going 2 laps down. It was a fuel strategy race. Daniel seemed to dominate Justin Fuller seemed to dominate early on in that race, but then it went over to Trey Eidson at the end due to the strategy. So maybe that's what these guys are anticipating here tonight. More of the same as the last 2 times they've come here in 2 races. Well, now 3 races now. They've had a total of 3 cautions here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in over 400 laps almost. E.J. O'Rourke comfortably sits in second ahead of Brian Macklin. Daniel Fockenham not pushing it too hard, but now Justin Fuller going to challenge John Ellenberg. Justin Fuller to the inside. Last week's winner. He started way back in 14th. He's trying to move up to 6th here, and he's going to move into 6th. He's going to pass the number 71 of John Ellenberg. He's going to complete the slide job in the exit of the corner. Justin Fuller inside the top 6, and he's moving towards the front. John Ellenberg started 7th. He's now sitting in 7th again. That Bang Energy machine of Derek Myers has moved up from a starting spot of 12th to 8th here. Oh, and Derek Myers is going to move to the inside of John Ellenberg. John Ellenberg now starting to fade here on this first run. Derek Myers to the inside of John Ellenberg. He's going to try to make that move stick, but the truck's going to slide up a little bit, so he's going to slip off the throttle and allow John Ellenberg back in front of him. And he's going to take that moment to get a little bit of rest. Down the backstretch, you see the number 23 of Derek Myers is just sitting there, patiently sitting there. Daniel Fockenham to the inside of E.J. O'Rourke now, though. Daniel Fockenham trying to take away that 3rd position. E.J. going to battle as hard as he can back on the outside. It's allowed Pedro Mojica into this battle, though. Here comes Mojica all over the back of the number 39. The momentum he gives him could push him up the track into 1 and 2, and it's not going to happen, but Pedro Mojica's going to follow Daniel Falkingham to the inside of E.J. O'Rourke, who went from 2nd to 5th in a lap and a half here. Down the backstretch, it looked like Mojica might got a little loose out at 1 and 2 there, slid down the racetrack. He's going to comfortably move into 4th, though, and now E.J. O'Rourke starting to fall like a rock as he slides into 5th. But Justin Fuller now looks at E.J. O'Rourke and has him in his sights. It's about that time in the run, folks. Daniel Falkingham, Daniel Longevity Falkingham, looking to try to do what he can to move into 2nd. We have a lap truck on the outside. He's going to give way. That is the number 15. It's the number 75 of Stoney Benfield. He gives way to the field here. We'll keep an eye on that as that doesn't, get in anybody's way. We see Stoney sitting on the outside. He has some damage. He knows he cannot get involved in any of this stuff. He's not really there at the moment anyway. He's stuck his truck on the outside and is allowing everybody to pass. Oh, and he's in a wall in 3 and 4 trying to allow everybody to pass. Stoney compounds some damage on that machine. Big damage now to the right side of the number 75. And back to the front, we have Adam Gillen leading Brian Macklin, Daniel Falkingham, Pedro Mojica, and Justin Fuller, your top 5. The top 16, 17 trucks now single file. We're going to go side by side here in the Ghost Fire Media Network, 31 laps in. We'll be right back here after a message from our sponsors.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Back here on the Ghostfire Media Network, 38 laps out of 140 down here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. Your leader, Adam Gilliland, has led all 38 laps. Brian Macklin sits in second now. Daniel Falkingham coming under pressure from the driver who started back in sixth, Pedro Mojica. He continues to battle his way through the field. Then the inside of Daniel Falkingham. He's going to be side by side down the backstretch. They're going to be lug nut to lug nut off into 3 and 4. The battle for third here rages on. Last week at Kansas, Pedro was able to finish second after leading 25 laps and starting in fifth. This week he wants to go one spot better. Take home a win here at Charlotte. We are moving at a pace here tonight, folks. Last week, 120 laps at Kansas took an hour and 8 minutes. Right now, we are on pace with one caution, just like we had last week, to go 140 laps in just over 87 and a half minutes. Absolutely crazy. These drivers, the pace of these races is crazy. How quick they get these done here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. Adam Gilliland, earlier this year, where is Adam Gilliland from earlier this year? I remember seeing him back at Darlington. Started on the pole, led 70 laps, ended up finishing in fifth because of a mistake he made early in the race. We continue to keep an eye on Adam as he's very consistently quick. He has been his entire, every time we've seen him this year. Back at Daytona, Adam also led 7 laps, finished third after starting fourth. Trey Eidson took home the win there. Folks, if you're just joining us this season here, let's give you a little bit of a recap quickly about what's happened so far. Back at Daytona, 43 of these great drivers showed up. Trey Eidson became the best of the best there at Daytona to win on March the 30th. April the 6th, Sim500 rolled into Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 120 laps. Daniel Falkingham leading 64 of those 120 laps, taking home the win from starting on the pole, with Derek Myers coming in second, starting from 14th. Then on April the 20th at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Trey Eidson leads 42 laps after passing Daniel Falkingham, who dominated the early part of the race, leading 72, and the caution is out here. The caution is out. Chad Coleman, E.J. O'Rourke, and Glenn Campbell are involved. Let's take a look here. Happened down the backstretch. And it looks like Glenn Campbell and E.J. O'Rourke just got into each other, and when they started to spin, there was nowhere for them to go. E.J. chased it all the way down the racetrack, around and around and around, and this is a massive one, folks. It's a biggie. A very, very big one. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. The Chad Coleman. Where is Chad Coleman? See what Chad sees in front of him as you're looking down the backstretch. He just sees the field start to scatter in front of him as the 41 goes sideways. He thinks he's clear. Glenn Campbell just can't stop coming up the racetrack. And from there, the 23 gets involved. The 12 gets involved. Big damage to Chad Coleman's truck. On board Joey Katina, see what he sees down the backstretch. He sees the wreck begin. He's on the brakes, He sees here comes the 44 up the track. The Hamish Gallagher's involved in that. Derek Myers is going to be involved in that. Let's see how much damage Hamish got from that. Hamish chose the outside. He was able to get it woed down. What a move. What a decision. And then one more little on board here is going to be Scott Simley before we get back here, as we're going to be going racing any moment. Scott Simley down the backstretch sees everything beginning in front of him. And he decides to try to go low. He just gets pounded on the right side. Trey Eidson's involved in that as well. I just saw that. Take a look at the number 7, see how much damage is on Trey Eidson's machine. It doesn't look to be too much, I don't think. He might have got away scot-free there. Looks like the truck is still square. The truck is still square. It's a good thing for him. It's an unfortunate turn of events for the 2017 Series champion E.J. O'Rourke, though. He's running so well. Folks, we'll be back here in 30 seconds in the Ghostfire Media Network.
Transervice has...
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Back here on the Ghostfire Media Network. 47 laps down. We are under our second caution of the evening. Still, we are setting one heck of a pace here. Adam Gilliland continues to lead, though. 47 out of 47 laps for that young man. Daniel Fockingham, who's in the second round of Road to Pro. Sitting in second on the outside. He is looking to get a better restart than he has the first two times. Justin Fuller back in fourth on the outside behind Daniel Fockingham. Started all the way back in 13th. Keep an eye on that. But, folks, we're going to crank it up here in the Ghostfire Media Network. I love to crank it up. I love to hear just the raw sound of these trucks. Uh-oh. 1 second, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not sure what in the world happened there, but Alan Gilliland now still your leader. Brian Macklin back to second. Sorry, Brian Macklin back to third. Justin Fuller back to second. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. I apologize for that. Oops. All right. I used to keep an eye on that, folks. From time to time, I'm, just going to click up and see if anything's happening. But Justin Fuller now to second, Brian Mackler to third, Daniel Fockingham must have got a bad restart back to fourth, and now Pedro Mojica to fifth, Bentley Glazier to sixth, Tyler Dalton in seventh, John Ellenberg eighth, Joey Gattina in, Trey Eidson in ninth, Joey Gattina in 10th. Mostly single file around this racetrack as we go through the field here. Not a whole lot going on. Single file throughout the field. Folks, if you give me 1 second, it's going to go silent here in the booth. You're just going to hear the sounds of the race cars for a few laps as I try to figure out a couple issues. Technical issue solved. Daniel Falcon into the inside of Brian Macklin. Not going to make the move there. He was thinking about it. He was thinking about it pretty hard, but he didn't decide to do that time. Brian Macklin trying to get to the inside of Justin Fuller. I think he might be being held up by Justin just a little bit. Somebody is holding up this second pack here. Or this first pack. But Adam Gilliland is taking advantage of it and beginning to drive away. He now has a second lead. Everybody pitted on the same lap, so there's no tire advantage, no tire disadvantage between these drivers. It's just pure skill and feel of the car. The 18 of Bentley Glazier up the track. He might lose a spot here to Trey Eidson. The track is starting to come to the number 7. And the two-time series champion, the 2019 series champion. Sorry, the 2019 and 2020 series champion, Trey Eidson, is moving forward. The 2018 series champion, Justin Fuller, sits in second. But the man of the hour right now, Adam Gilliland, driving away from the field. Look at that units. Number 56 Toyota Tundra just driving away. Units moving in portable storage on the hood of that number 56. Beautiful paint scheme. Adam Gilliland drives. Absolutely beautiful. TRD machine. But Justin Fuller in that Ford F-150 trying to track him down, not making much of a ground at the moment. 4 laps away from halfway. We're going to go side by side here, the Ghost Fire Media Network.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series Charlotte Motor Speedway race here, presented by the Ghost Fire Media Network. I'm Nick Adams. We're halfway through. Whilst we sit here, 74 laps in here at Charlotte, everybody here at the Ghost Fire Media Network wants to give our thoughts, our prayers, and our love to everybody involved in the atrocious acts in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday. The officials have officially released 17 of the 19 names as identified by their families. The following, we just want to remember and remind everybody that these kids were the future, and that kids all across this nation are the future. We need to come to a solution to the problems we are facing. And never forget what happened on Tuesday. I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these names because I'm not going to get them right. But officials now do confirm that all 19 victims were in the same fourth grade classroom. So once again, Ghost Fire Media would like to extend our thoughts, our prayers, and our love to everybody affected by this disgusting tragedy on Tuesday. And we pray this does never happen again. But Brian Macklin moves into second there with a nice move on Justin Fuller. And Justin might have been the cork in the bottle, so to speak, that was holding everybody up, because here comes Daniel Falkenham all over the back of the 51, this time off into 3 and 4. He'll throw it down in there. Not going to be able to make it stick. And now Falkenham, this time on the inside of Justin Fuller. Pedro Mojica all over the number 39. The 51, though, on the outside. The 39 on the inside. Falkenham trying to pass Justin Fuller. They're both loose on the exit of the corner. They're side by side. It's line Brian Macklin to drive away from those two. Maybe make a little bit of headway on Adam Gilliland. Daniel Falkenham passes Justin Fuller. Pedro Mojica clears Justin Fuller. Pedro Mojica now sets his sight on Daniel Falkenham. Into turns 1 and 2. Justin Fuller now trying to make his move back on Pedro Mojica, trying to get maybe one of his 4 spots he just lost back. Single file throughout the field, folks. This is the only battle currently on the racetrack. 22 drivers on the lead lap here. 80 laps in, 2 cautions down. 2 cautions for 7 laps so far this evening. Adam Gilliland has led all 80 laps so far. Absolute domination from the pole. He's now about 1.7 seconds out ahead of the rest of the field. Doesn't look like anybody, and I mean anybody, has anything for Adam Gilliland right now. That man is on rails. Justin Fuller now might be losing another spot to Tyler Dalton. Here comes Tyler Dalton down to the inside, down the backstretch, going to make the move. But Justin Fuller going to be able to pull back up and clear him. Justin Fuller not going to get past this time. Tyler Dalton going to stay behind him, unable to clear him there. And now we're single file again. Daniel Fuckingham up to second. He passes Brian Macklin. So does Pedro Mojica, who follows Daniel through. And I believe Pedro's going to challenge Daniel here in a hot second. "83 laps complete here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Single file around the field. Let's go back and talk about these statistics that we were touching on earlier. If you are just now joining us to begin the season here with race number 7, the Charlotte Motor Speedway F27, we're almost 1/3 of the way complete with this season. To begin the season at Daytona, Trey Eidson was able to win. He started on the pole, was able to win that race. He took an early advantage there. Las Vegas Motor Speedway on April the 6th, Daniel Fuckingham was able to win from the pole, lead the most laps. Atlanta Motor Speedway on April the 20th, Trey Eidson was able to win at 1.5 miles for the first time this year. He led 42 of 120 laps. Daniel Fuckingham led 72 after starting on the pole. Trey battled from 8th to the win with that one. Then on April the 27th, the Texas Motor Speedway, Hamish Gallagher coming across the start-finish line in an amazing, fantastic, historic finish as Brian Macklin ran out of fuel, as Justin Fuller ran out of fuel, as Daniel Fuckingham ran out of fuel, as Ryan Howard ran out of fuel. Tyler Dalton sputtered. Hamish Gallagher drove through the middle of them all and blew through to his first career win in the Sim500 Truck Series. At Darlington on May the 4th, Daniel Fuckingham won from the second place position after Adam Gilliland, who dominated most of the event, made a mistake with about 38 laps to go. On May the 18th, just a week ago here at the Kansas Motor Speedway, Justin Fuller with a dominant performance, starting on the pole, leading 85 of 120 laps, holding off challenges from Pedro Mojica and Daniel Fuckingham, and then able to win the race on a great strategy call. Justin Fuller put his name in the winner books for the first time this year. And that brings us to tonight here at Charlotte, where Adam Gilliland has dominated the first 88 laps of this event. Daniel Fuckingham has finally put himself in a position to battle for the lead, sitting in second. And they are running exactly even lap times. Oh, hold on. Where is... Hold on. That's not the one I wanted. This one. No, that's... Hold on a second. There it is. Fuckingham has been able to break a little bit of the time between him and Gilliland. Not a ton, but enough to make small increments each lap. Hundredths of seconds, not tenths, hundredths. 200ths on lap 86. He lost 4,000ths on lap 87. Made up a 100th on lap 88. 300ths on lap 89. This time across the start-finish line on lap 90. Let's see what he can do. Another 200ths of a second. It's not really enough to make a difference in that lead. They are absolutely running pretty much identical lap times. Pedro Mojica and Daniel Fuckingham, on the other hand, I mean, look at this. Those two are identical. Absolutely identical, pretty much. And Mojica, he wants that second spot. He wants that second spot, and he wants to be able to go battle for the lead. I mean, there's 50 laps to go here. One more final pit stop. Probably will be coming under green, too, so you don't want to make any mistakes here. That's another thing, folks. I talked about it in the warm-up. You guys didn't see it, but I did. I saw 7 drivers out of the 9 that attempted to get on pit road under green flag conditions in the warm-up. Under, regular speed, getting on the brakes, getting off the banking, into the pits. Make a mistake. and spin out. That could be huge. You spin out, you make a mistake. We saw Trey Eidson last week. Had a great race going. Great points night. Was going to absolutely break into Daniel Fockingham's lead. He sped in the pits on the final pit stop. That's the end of it. He ended up finishing last of the lead, first car 1 lap down. So anything can and anything will happen here, especially when we get to these final set of pit stops. But you see the lap cars. E.J. O'Rourke made his final pit stop here. He's now going to blast around the racetrack. Absolutely obliterate the leaders. Look like the fastest thing since sliced bread. But realistically, you just have to worry about Fockingham and Mohica if you're Adam Gilliland at the moment. Brian Macklin almost 3 seconds back. Tyler Dalton almost 4 seconds back. Justin Fuller, same thing, almost 4 seconds back. Single file throughout most of the field here. The tightest and most interesting battle on the track actually is right here for P13. You got these 3 drivers battling really hard. John Ellenberg, Hamish Gallagher, Joey Gattina, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Here comes Joey Gattina. He's coming down pit road. He's the first of many now. He might start the cycle in P14. That will be interesting if Joey Gattina is the man who starts the pit cycle. We take a look at your leader, Adam Gilliland. Will he come in this time? He will not. He stays out another lap. Daniel Fockingham and Pedro Mohica are in. Fockingham hard on the brakes. Mohica's around. Mohica's made the first mistake. Mohica's made the first mistake into pit road. That's what I was worried about. Daniel Fockingham almost went around. He might not have been woed down enough anyway. But he made the first mistake, did Pedro Mohica into pit road. That could be the first of many mistakes that people make in the pit lane here tonight. Now, when Fockingham drops the jack on the left side, it'll be telling if he has a penalty or not. He does not. What in the world happened to Adam Gilliland? Oh, Adam Gilliland made the mistake on the entry to pit lane and pounded the wall. Oh, my goodness. Adam Gilliland, for the second time this year, has thrown it away. Oh, my goodness. Brian Macklin now. He's going to be blowing the pit lane. I don't know if he made it down to pit lane speed. Man alive, guys. Lots of mistakes, but this race has now been handed to Daniel Fockingham. What a shame. What a absolute shame for Adam Gilliland. The exit of 4. Coming down to go into pit lane. He gets loose. Slideway. Justin Fuller. Justin Fuller, the caution is out. Justin Fuller has thrown it into the wall. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Justin Fuller coming to the pits. He got, oh, no, big loose. He just got big loose and spun out. He got run over after he got loose and a big pounding into that inside retaining wall. He was on new tires, and he just got loose. What in the world have we just witnessed? Pedro Mohica was the one who ran into the back of him. How much damage is on that Pedro Mohica machine, though? Wow, this race has changed in about 30 seconds. I almost want to say Justin Fuller might have blown a tire there. Did he blow a tire? No, I just dropped on him. He just dropped it in the middle of the corner. Yeah, it just... Oh. Jeez. 100 laps of... Wow, and this just changes the whole race, folks. The whole race has gone up in smoke for so many drivers, and this may have just fallen into Daniel Fockingham's hands. Pedro Mojica's in the pits again with damage. Adam Gilliland pounded the wall coming into the pits. He's out. Just crazy. Just crazy, 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 crazy stuff. All right, one more time, we'll show you what happened to Adam Gilliland here. This is on the entry to the pits. It looks like he got on the apron here. Was pushing as hard as he could. That's the next lap. I apologize. This is his in lap. So he's coming down into the pits. He's on the brakes hard, and it just snaps on him. And he can't. He was going to get a pit road speeding penalty anyhow. But it wouldn't turn. Just unfortunate. My goodness. We're going to take a moment here under this caution to take a commercial break, compose ourselves for what's going to be a crazy final 38 laps, and try to figure out what the heck just happened.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Back here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Ghost Fire Media Network, Sim500 Transervice Truck Series, we have just under 40 laps to go here. And as we go back green, Daniel Fockingham is going to drive away on the restart. Tyler Dalton to the inside of Kevin Brown. Brian Macklin all over Tyler Dalton. The battle for second is on. Tyler Dalton to the inside of Kevin Brown. He's going to pass him. Brian Macklin going to pass Kevin Brown. Now Brian Macklin's going to set him sights on Tyler Dalton. Jose Gonzalez is going to set his sights on Kevin Brown there in the number 93. Down the front stretch, we take a look at these gentlemen. Here we go. Tyler Dalton sets his sights on Daniel Fockingham. It's just short enough of a run that it might be able for Tyler Dalton. Whether he wants to save those tires or not, he might be able to just blow these tires out and try to take this win away from Daniel Fockingham. For the first time tonight, we have a new leader other than Adam Gilliland under green. Daniel Fockingham, who looked like he was going to be the bridesmaid tonight. Didn't look like he was fast enough after mistakes by his competitors. He's the fastest truck on the track left. Tyler Dalton sitting in P2, Brian Macklin in P3, Kevin Brown P4, Jose Gonzalez P5, Trey Eidson in P6, Bentley Glazier P7, Richard Swaverly P8, Josh Parker P9, Hamish Gallagher P10. That top 10, way different than we've seen it all night, folks. 33 laps to go, and we are going to just let you listen to the sounds of the trucks for a couple of laps. Daniel Fockingham has gone around off the nose of Tyler Dalton there. Oh my goodness, Tyler Dalton to the lead. Fockingham is going backwards quickly. From first to 11th now, Daniel Fockingham. Brian Macklin to the lead. Jose Gonzalez to second. Trey Eidson to third. Tyler Dalton going backwards. What in the world just happened? Oh my schmoly! Here comes the move. Off what was a slowing Daniel Fockingham, Tyler Dalton decided to make the move to the inside, off into 3 and 4. And they just never got into the corner together. It looks like Tyler Dalton might have wheel hopped a little bit and got up in. Yeah, it looks like Tyler Dalton wheel hopped a little bit, got a little bit of loose, then a little bit of bubble there. Got Daniel Fockingham. It's not going to make him feel any better about it. But goodness gracious, now this is a race for anybody. Trey Eidson, who won here last year, coming from nowhere tonight. He sits in P2 now on the outside of Jose Gonzalez. All over the back bumper of Brian Macklin now. And here comes Bentley Glazier, who's won at Charlotte in other series. My, oh my. Could we see another first-time winner this year? Jose Gonzalez sits in third. He's never, he has won 4 races here in the Truck Series. I apologize. Bentley Glazier sits in third. Bentley Glazier would be a first-time winner if he was able to get one. That would be interesting to see if he can get a win here tonight. He sits in fourth, but Brian Macklin now trying to hold off the all-time winner here in the Truck Series. Trey Eidson with his 24 wins, looking for his 3rd of the season, 25th of his career. Trey Eidson all over Brian Macklin. Daniel Fockingham back in 9th. He's got to be fuming right now. Tyler Dalton back to 6th. It'd be interesting to see what happens if Fockingham can get to Dalton. If anything. There's 25 laps to go here. My, oh my. There's movement all over this pack. There's drivers battling everywhere. Swaverly and Beasley, they're battling back there. Fockingham being challenged now by the 71. Fockingham pushed to the outside. He's going to lose a spot to John Ellenberg. And the left side damage in that 39 might be making it hard for the 39 to drive around this racetrack. But John Ellenberg, who started in 7th, fell back all the way to about 15th at one point. Back up to 9th here with 25 laps to go. And the pack in front of him is driving like madmen. There's 4 cars all over the racetrack. 1 car in the wall. It's the 28, the 32. The 32 of Richard Swaverly, big time in the wall. Him and the 10 of Richard Beasley came together. That's going to allow John Ellenberg to move up to 8th, and now he's going to move to the outside of the 10. And he's going to try to take 7th away from him. And he will. John Ellenberg to 7th. Now we're going to keep an eye on the 71 as he moves his way through the field. Holy schmoly. The last 10 laps here, the last 30 minutes of this race have been unbelievable. The changes that have happened in the last maybe 10, 15 minutes have been crazy to see. We had Adam Gilliland dominating early on, and now it's Brian Macklin versus Trey Eidson with the 71 of John Ellenberg flying through the field. Holy moly, and there's 23 to go. Well, they do say the real race doesn't start until 20 to go. Well, there's 23 to go now. The real racing can begin. And it's happening. Trey Eidson all over the back bumper of Brian Macklin here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charlotte has had a very interesting history here. It has given us some of the best races. It's given us some of the worst races. This one tonight, pretty dang good race here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, if I do say so myself. Holy jumping. We have seen some craziness here. 21 laps to go. You're not going to miss a second of the action. We're going to take one final 30-second commercial break, and then we'll be back commercial free to the end of the race.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Back here on the Ghost Fire Media Network, 19 laps to go. Brian Macklin beginning to pull away a little bit from Trey Eidson. Jose Gonzalez sitting in third. John Ellenberg, who was flying through the field, has started to slow down a little bit. Sits in sixth. Tyler Dalton at the fourth. Now he might be able to make a move here. if he can just get around the 26 of Jose Gonzalez. We'll keep an eye on this, folks. But my goodness gracious, how the last 20 laps have changed this race completely. $17 laps. 17. $15 laps to go here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Brian Macklin, Trey Eidson, Tyler Dalton. They are under a blanket now. Tyler Dalton could come out here. He could finally break the cycle of not being fast enough at the end of runs. He fell back at the beginning part of this run. He now sits third with almost 30 lap old tires. This has not been something Tyler's been good at all year. It's not been something that he's been trying to improve on it, but it's not been something that he's been consistent on. But now, tonight, he moves to the inside of Trey Eidson, and Tyler Dalton's going to take second position away from Trey Eidson now, maybe on the exit of 2, possibly. Maybe not. I think Trey Eidson's going to battle as hard as he can on the outside to try to keep that spot. 14 more circles around this racetrack to the inside. Tyler Dalton's going to make the move, stick, and slide up on the exit of 4 to P2 now with 13 to go. Tyler Dalton's going to have 26 left turns. He's going to have about 20 miles left to make this move on Brian Macklin. Can he get it done? Down the backstretch, Tyler Dalton sets his sights on Brian Macklin. We don't normally have finishes like this at Charlotte Motor Speedway, folks, so forgive me if I'm a little on edge. It's not how it normally goes here. But you see off the back bumper of the Transervice, off the Navy, number 30 of Brian Macklin, you can see the Sim500 machine. And a nice little plug there for Transervice.com, logistics, fleet leasing, and maintenance. 800-645-8018. That's one of the series sponsors, folks. So go ahead, if you need any help with any of those things I just listed off, go ahead and head over to Transervice.com, help them out. But Tyler Dalton all over the back of Brian Macklin. Here he comes. Tyler Dalton to the inside, no 1 and 2. Tyler Dalton's going to make the move. Brian Macklin's going to put everything he has on the line on the outside. He's going to fight back and keep the spot on the outside. Brian Macklin keeps the lead down the backstretch. Tyler Dalton all over him, though, through 3 and 4. Look at this battle here on the exit of the corner. Toyota versus Chevy here. Can Brian Macklin hold off Tyler Dalton this time in a 1 and 2? Dalton's going to have a huge run. That Navy.com Toyota Tundra is going to have to battle hard on the outside. They're almost going to come together on the exit of 2, but they're not going to. They're going to be door to door here down the backstretch. Lug nut to lug nut off into 3 and 4. Dalton's going to send it in there. Macklin's going to fire back and push him down. On the exit of 4. They're even coming to the start-finish line. Brian Macklin leads with 9 to go. This has allowed Trey Eidson to catch right up. Trey Eidson now, who we thought might have been out of it, has an opportunity to steal this one. Brian Macklin back on the quarter panel of the number 10. In the 19, down the backstretch. They're side by side again. This might be the time, though. Dalton, if he throws it off into 3 and 4, can really make it stick, can really take this, but he's not going to. Macklin's going to squeeze him down. Through 3 and 4, they're side by side again on the exit to the start-finish line. Brian Macklin leads again at the start-finish line by just millimeters. But into 1 and 2, Dalton's going to get a better entry into 1 and 2. Can he clear him this time? Macklin's going to fire back. He's coming back on the outside. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side again. Macklin pushes him down. Dalton really trying with everything he has to get past him. He's going to push him up on the exit of the corner. And at the start-finish line this time, Tyler Dalton leads with 7 to go. Brian Macklin fires it off into 1 and 2 this time. Really hard this time into 1 and 2. He knows if he gets past, it's all over. Tyler Dalton side by side, Macklin back in front. Just by inches into turns 3 and 4. Side by side again. Macklin gets driven up the racetrack by Dalton. He's going to come back down on the corner panel, though, on the exit. He's got a huge run this time down the front stretch. Tyler Dalton's going to lead again, 6 to go. Trey Eidson's hoping one of them makes a mistake because he knows he can battle up there. And now Macklin to the outside, Dalton to the inside. They're side by side again. This time on the exit of 2, they're dead even down the backstretch. It's still a drag race. Tyler Dalton, this time into 3 and 4. They're going to make contact. They're going to have to. On the exit of 4 this time, they touch a little bit. They touch a little bit. Brian Macklin back to the lead. What an absolutely fantastic last 10 laps has this been. Brian Macklin fighting as hard as he ever has. He's on his outside quarter panel now, door to door. He's pushing the 19. He's side drafting down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Here comes Brian Macklin once again. He's going to push him down. They made contact. They made contact. Macklin up the racetrack. Tyler Dalton to the lead. Tyler Dalton with 4 to go. Brian Macklin gave it everything he had. He came down the racetrack. They made a little bit of contact, and that one might have cost Macklin the win. Tyler Dalton started in 4th. Macklin in 2nd. Trey Eidson in 19th. Four to go. It's not over. Tyler Dalton needs to be able to hold off Brian Macklin. Can Macklin get a run? Can Macklin make a move? 3 more circuits around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now Tyler Dalton wants one thing and one thing only: no cautions. Macklin big time tight on the exit of 2. Coming out of turn 4. Tyler Dalton coming to 2 laps to go. You're looking at the rear. You're looking off the tailgate. You can see Brian Macklin. You can feel for Brian Macklin as you're on board the number 30. He sees Tyler Dalton. He gave everything he had. Absolutely every bit of what he had in that number 30 Toyota Tundra here tonight. But Tyler Dalton was just too much. Tyler Dalton had too much in the tank when it came to taking the inside lane. As the night wore on, Tyler Dalton got stronger and stronger. Daniel Fockingham, though, he might have something to say about this win. Adam Gilliland has something to say about this. Adam Gilliland was the dominant truck, made a mistake on the final pit stops here. Daniel Fockingham took the lead on the final restart. He got a little bit tight. Fell back into Tyler Dalton. They made contact into 3 and 4. Tyler Dalton fell all the way back to 6th position. Tyler Dalton from 6th to 1st in the last 25 laps. Tyler Dalton wins at Charlotte. What a race. What a absolute barn burner of a finish. The longest race of the year, the longest race in the history of this series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Tyler Dalton gets his third career truck win, his first of 2022. And he now puts himself in conversation when the championship chase comes together. Absolute dominant performance tonight by Adam Gilliland was not rewarded with a win. Brian Macklin had a very dominant performance in the final restart, was not rewarded with the win. Tyler Dalton, battling as hard as I've seen him battle. He overcame not being able to save tires. He overcame the issues that have plagued him all season. And Tyler Dalton, 7 races into the year, finally gets that truck into victory lane, and he's going to burn it down here on the front stretch of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's get there we go. Trey Eidson's Nick Adams up in the booth. You got a copy, good sir. Oh, Tyler Dalton blows it up there on his burnouts.
Yes, sir.
Well, honestly, tonight was a heck of a battle from you, starting back at 19th, battling through the field. I said it at the start of the race, though, that where you start really didn't matter tonight because the race was so long.
That was a long one.
It was. It's the longest race you guys have ever done at Charlotte. It's the longest race of the season mile-wise. It was definitely one of those test races, huh?
It's long for a weeknight truck race. Yeah, I think they might have messed up the laps, but I don't know if we'll ever get Joey to admit to that. It's longer than the real truck race here on Friday night. So
it was. I talked about that at the start of the broadcast. I was like, listen, these guys are going to show that they're in better shape than the NASCAR drivers.
Yeah. So between this and then our quote unquote longest race on our Cup Series on Mondays, I'm Charlotted out, and it's my home track, so that takes a lot for me to say that. But I got in a scuffle earlier. I was getting blocked for 20th, which was ridiculous. So had a little bumper tag early. Kind of really felt like I did a good job of coming through the field and was about a tenth faster than everyone in front of me that first run until there was the whatever wreck happened down in turn 3 and 4 with the 44 and the 41 and some others, I think the 38. But I got the tiniest bump in the right front getting through that wreck. It was 3 seconds of damage. I got it fixed. Don't really know if it affected me, but I was just getting 1 and 2. I could hold my own. 3 and 4, I was just getting destroyed, center off, and then of course down the front stretch. So I don't know if it's an aero disadvantage or I was just screwing up the truck and how to drive it, but I could never form from that point on, I could never form a run to go past somebody. So they'd have to make a mistake or something. So that was frustrating, tough to battle. But Tyler and Brian had some beef a few weeks ago, and I was sitting there well, this might work out. They might kill each other, and I'd get by it. So I'll take a third. I've been struggling the last few weeks on the long run. I don't know if I've done something in my wheel settings or if I'm just not driving the truck correctly. But I'm normally a pretty good long run driver, and just been really bad at it the last 2 weeks between Kansas and here. Just not very good comparing the tire wear on the pit stops to my teammates. I'm just killing the tires compared to them. So got to figure something out.
So I can give you a little heads up. It looks like you did have some aero damage on the right front. Looks like that right front was pushed in a little bit, even though it was repaired. So
yeah, that makes me feel a little better because I was just plowing, man. I would hook the bottom like everyone does at Charlotte, and really just super late off of 2 or off of 4, the nose would just take off. So it cost me a bunch of time, and yeah, so I don't know. You never know how sensitive the damage model is on here. You never know what could happen. But to finish third with as you say, there's a little bit of damage. Can't really complain with that.
No, you have anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to talk about real quick?
Congrats to Tyler. Thanks to got to thank Personal Comfort. And Scott Stenzel, it's personalcomfortbed.com. Thanks for all their support. Thanks to you for broadcasting. Thanks to Joey and all the admins that do all the work behind the scenes to put the league together. So I think we get an off week, and then we go to one of my favorite tracks, which I don't think many people are going to tell you that Gateway is one of their favorite tracks, but I really like that place. Hopefully the setup doesn't drive like a turd, and I actually get to enjoy it. But yeah, I'll take an off week and then hopefully get to talk to you again in 2 weeks.
He did mess up on the laps, by the way. There's 10 more laps than there was in the race links on the schedule.
Yeah, he likes testing our endurance. I'm like, every Wednesday night doesn't have to be super long, but then people yell at me for crying about the distance of races. So I think they should only be like, like a fuel run and then maybe half of another fuel run. Like, we should only be making one pit stop, in my opinion, in a truck. But hey, I don't run the show. I just one of the monkeys in the circus.
Well, hey, you do 130 laps here, but on June the 15th, you do 100 laps at Knoxville. So,
thanks for the reminder.
All right. Well, Trey, it was great talking to you, and we'll probably be talking to you here in 2 weeks. But enjoy your off week, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, and we'll pull up our race winner, Tyler Dalton. Tyler, it's Nick up in the booth. Get a copy, good sir.
I got you.
Well, congratulations on the win, first off. You were finally... So me and Randy have talked about it extensively. And I think me and you and Randy have talked about it when we've talked to you in the past about the tire degradation thing has never been your favorite thing in these trucks so far this year. It hasn't been it's been your kind of your kryptonite a little bit, right? In the longer runs.
Yeah, I'm usually good on the short to mid runs, and the long runs normally hurt me a little bit. But I don't know, something about Charlotte. It's my home track, always been one of my favorite tracks, and one of the few tracks I've always been able to do decent with my tires.
Yeah, it was 41 laps was the final run of the race, and that's it's a pretty long run. The tires do start to degrade. Charlotte's pretty tough on tires, so it's very nice to see that you figured that one out for tonight and able to battle the way you wanted to. And then secondly, I'm just gonna say it now. Unless we have a better battle than that through the rest of the year, you versus Brian Macklin side by side for about 10 laps was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that was fun. So sort of want to apologize to Daniel, though. I think we had a little just miscommunication about, I think he thought I was going to turn in sooner. I was trying to turn in a little bit late, just so hard to pass, here at the bottom at Charlotte. And in order to get that run, you got to have a little bit of a wider arc. And me and Macklin, even though we have had some beef from a few weeks ago or a month ago or so, we didn't have any problems running side by side there. I entered the corner pretty much the same way I did against Daniel. Like I said, I think just a little bit of a miscommunication there. But had some fun racing against Brian there. Probably left him a little bit less room than I'd probably left somebody else just because of getting that one taken away from me a few weeks ago. But I had a blast. Had really fun racing. Really good clean racing. And like I said, I've always said I'm not going to be one that's going to go out there and just turn somebody for payback. But what's the best way to pay somebody back than to go out there and just beat them straight up?
Yeah, no, that's it's words of wisdom right there that a lot of people have to learn. But we just watched the you and Brian Daniel coming together again. And I said it on the broadcast when it happened after we watched the replay that it looked like there might have been some net code because you phased inside of his truck, and I think that was part of it as well. There was a little bit more room to be left there. There definitely might have been some miscommunication, but it also didn't help that there was some net code, it looked like.
Yeah, unfortunately, net code's always going to be a thing in our racing. It seems like Daniel, for some reason, not sure if it's his connection, but he's involved in a lot of net code incidents. But I basically just went in there trying to put my right front right on that upper dot that you'll see going into turn 3, and then I turn in hard and get a nice apex. And I think he was just expecting me to be a little bit lower. I was expecting him to be a little bit higher, and we came together there. And honestly, I didn't know if the truck was destroyed after that. I backed off when I got into him and let him save it. But I didn't know. I thought I'd just pretty much, I thought the chance for winning the race right there was over, but just stayed in it, and slowly we picked them off one by one. Definitely helped that we had a little bit of strategy go our way there, where we were on pit road when the caution came out earlier. So we came out there with 4 laps better tires than Daniel, and I think I had 2 laps better than Trey, but I only had 1 lap better than Brian, and I knew if I had any damage at all, it was going to make it almost impossible. But apparently I saved my stuff good enough, and we got up there and got by him.
Yeah, it was a fantastic final run. It's nice to see. You have anybody you want to thank before we get out of here?
I want to thank all my teammates, the Sim500 Mafia. Always really supportive. We always try to talk and work together about trying to find better ways to save tires, better ways to go fast. And it's always a blast racing in there with them every night. It's a shame that Joey got taken out. I know he was having a pretty darn good run. Probably going to get a top 5 there if it would have stayed green. But unfortunately, that's the way things go. Hopefully he can go out there and get a good run next week.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, and after a week off next week, maybe we'll be talking to you again here very soon. You have a fantastic evening and enjoy your Memorial Day.
Thank you.
And that was Tyler Dalton, our winner here tonight. That's his 3rd career Truck Series win. Congratulations to Tyler, his first in 2022. But folks, we're going to go ahead and get going with these results. We're going to get out of here for the evening, and we'll see you in a week. But folks, huge shout out to the winner tonight. Why did that not go back to where it should be? Tyler Dalton in the number 19 gets his first win of the season. Brian Macklin in 2nd. Trey Edison 3rd. Bentley Glazier in 4th. Back in 5th, Jose Gonzalez. 6th, John Ellenberg. 7th, Josh Parker. 8th, Hamish Gallagher. 9th, Daniel Falkingham. 10th, Richard Beasley. 11th, Pedro Mojica. 12th, Kevin DeBrown. 13th, Tommy Ryan. 14th, Ron Holyfield. 15th, Charles Woods. 16th, Jeff Ryan. 17th is going to be Joey Gattina. 18th going to be Doug Sigmund. 19th going to be Richard Swaverly. 20th going to be Glenn Campbell. 21st, Ryan Howard. 22nd, EJ O'Rourke. 23rd, Justin Fuller. 24th, Adam Gilliland. 25th, Chad Coleman. 26th, Mike Montesi. 27th, Stoney Benfield. 28th, Derek Myers. 29th, Scott Simley. And rounding out the field in 30th going to be John Fowler. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everybody from the Sim500 team. Transervice Trucks. Transervice. Dig 811 and Feg PC for helping bring the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series to you each week here in the Ghostfire Media Network. I'm Nick Adams. It was a pleasure talking with you tonight, broadcasting this beautiful race here, and we are going to get out of here. So, folks, we'll see you in 2 weeks at Gateway for some crazy action in these trucks here in the Sim500 Truck Service, Transervice Truck Series. And folks, from the Bay State, have a good night.
Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.